when you live under bullying, like it looks like we soon will. ANTIFA is getting their way. Government, violence, bullying, intimidation, taxes going up. That's a form of bullying and intimidation. Going up so high that you can't afford it. Well, when you live in an abusive situation, some people are born that in these situations. They have it their whole lives, and a lot of women end up getting into, and people end up getting into abusive relationships, and it continues for their entire life. Well, one thing, the rules always change. You always have to be on your guard. There are no bars on the window, but there might as well be. So your world gets smaller and smaller. You don't have to be told where to go or where not to go anymore, because you just won't do it. Fear, bullying, intimidation. The rules constantly change. You're following one rule as set, then they change, and you've done something wrong. Destroy the Constitution, destroy the laws. There may not be a set of laws. Constantly changing. You do something wrong. You cannot speak. You cannot breathe. And you cannot think. So the bars are around your mind. And there is no freedom. And the idea that you had the memory of freedom, if you had a memory of freedom or independent thought, kind of bounces around the inside of your head, starts to spin around, nowhere to go. It's maddening. This little thing called the cycle of violence, where there's the romance period where they promise all these wonderful things. Oh, is this going to be so good? Like a politician campaign trail, they promise all these wonderful things that are going to happen. And then the next phase is the tension building phase. Because you know it's going to come. So you're on your guard. And the next phase is the abuse phase. And in between each phase, you don't remember what the next one that's coming. Middle, because in the middle, it's called forgetting. You forget. So you're always in a stupor. You can't think. Just like when somebody calls you racist, or somebody calls you something phobe of some kind, or a name like deplorable. You don't think. If you don't think, what happens is your brain gets smaller and it stops growing. And you don't know the true history of the world. You don't know that all of us have suffered. All of us have suffered. All of us have wanted freedom. And there's some people who have been very evil that have subjected us to this suffering. Not all groups, not all people, not all religions. Never say that. You're afraid to think outside the box. You're not allowed to even learn history, learn what the truth in history, what the truth actually is. So we can look at each other. It'd be great if we could look at each other and say, your ancestors have suffered and mine have too. I'm not below you in any way because my ancestors suffered or my ancestors were slaves. Yours have suffered too. Yours have been slaves too. But you're afraid. You're afraid to learn history. You're afraid to know the truth. It's amazing what happens when the mind loses its sanity. That kind of fear does many